Hi, this is Joseph Copps again. I'm with Teach Now. This week, this is Module 8, Unit 5. We're doing Content Knowledge. And Mr. Rick is here with me, and he's watched, I did a 36-minute video, which is 3 different videos spliced together. And he has some really good suggestions about what I could do to improve on giving these a little bit more difficult concepts to the students. And we've already watched the videos and discussed it, and now we're going to do our little video on that. Okay?
Okay.
Go ahead.
You want me to talk, eh?
Yes.
Okay, well, watch the video, and I know, of course, what he's been doing before and before this to prepare for it. So, you know, I noticed that there was a lot of examples given, a lot of applied information, a lot of you've probably covered a lot of different topics in the course of the whole thing. And I think that the better language learners would pick up on that pretty well. But I think also that there's a number of students that probably wouldn't pick up on that as well. So that style, at least for this particular video, I think probably doesn't quite reach all the students. Certainly it does the better ones. But so although you were showing the PowerPoint in the background, and you had the skeleton, and you had all kinds of things like that, I think that we need to do get their feedback more directly. So I would suggest that we show the videos. Now there are videos that go with these things. We have you know about these videos.
Bozeman Science.
I know you plan to show them.
So you recommend on Monday I repeat this lesson and show the videos.
Yeah, show the videos. There's the Bozeman Science video. There's Mr. Ford, and as we just mentioned, and the team talking, and the McGraw-Hill is a good one there too. Shows the actin and myosin fibers, and we can stop those at different places and have them write down what they're observing, and then we can do it in pairs or whatever, so that they get a good.
So a formative evaluation where they're actually writing down in their own words how they think that system works, the actin and myosin fibrils, and how the muscle contraction works, and the nervous system and all that.
Yeah.
Okay, great, excellent.
Yeah,
we'll do that Monday.
I think so. Yeah. I mean, we've done the microscope slides, and we've done all kinds of things with them to set this up.
Yeah, so I've given them a lot of different formats to look at, to learn it, different ways, looking at them on the microscope slides and drawing them so they get kinesthetic and writing. But I think you're absolutely right. I think that's a really good idea to have the kids actually like a little formative quiz and in their own words explain exactly what's happening.
And another thing, I always used to do this more so too. I thought that I had said enough about a particular subject, so I would move on to the next thing, and I began to realize that I was spreading it too thin, and I was covering a lot of stuff, but I wasn't. I think it was probably a little too much for some, and I think in some cases, like again, your better students would pick up on this and benefit from it. But I think any number of them would be overwhelmed by and also I think the speed, the pace. Sometimes the language that we use, we don't realize we're saying something as quickly as we're saying it.
Especially the academic English, the new words.
The academic words that were big words that they're just struggling with. So, yeah, you know, how much of that gets in there? So that's the challenge. You know, now we want to find out, you know, how effective that is. and maybe you could work on slowing it down a little bit, you know, covering it in different angles. What I tend to do is I'll talk, but then I'll show a video at the same time, what you're going to do. But, you know, if I talk first, I don't know how much they get. So I give them an overview, but then when I get specific, I'll have something for them to see while we're talking.
And then after you show them, then you ask them questions
Yeah.
to see how much they actually absorb.
Right. And then, you know, the tendency, I've had this tendency just to try and talk about, you know, go off on the endocrine system and go off on the different systems, you know, because it's all connected, and that's also important to get across.
But if you do that, it confuses them.
Well, I mean,
It can confuse the students.
Again, it's interesting to find out, you know, what they're getting from that. I'd be curious,
Yeah.
to quiz them on
Monday, so that'll be
some of
interesting to
these more distant connections of the body to this specific system. So, you know, those take time to build, and sometimes we overstep where we are a little bit. So
that makes sense.
maybe kind of keep on topic more. You know, you want to light it up and talk and interconnect, and that's a good thing. But at the same time,
Too much of that's
it's a balance.
Yeah, balance.
And you have to kind of be aware of that balance. You know, maybe I'm kind of throwing too much into the kitchen sink. You know, all the tools and everything at once. But you know, again, it's a good thing to associate and connect. But the speed and the pace and the academic language and interconnecting all these things, which they don't know much about yet, is going to be a tough one for a bunch of them. Yeah. So, you know, you almost have to be more patient, I think, in holding back, or at least you can make reference to it, but
don't go into any detail, really.
Yeah, just say, well, we'll be talking about this.
Yeah,
but but really, you're building to the point where you can do this.
Yeah, so you got to build links to the next levels, little stair steps.
Yeah, so more so later on, once you've talked about some of these systems specifically in detail, then you can start associating or more successful. Not to say that you can't start now, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So those are my thoughts.
No, I think that's a really good point. We'll see Monday how much they did pick up. So it'll be an eye opener for me. I'm sure that a lot of them it went over their head, and a few of the top students will probably have a good idea, but a lot of them won't. So this is kind of my first lecture in this series. So it'll be really interesting Monday to see, in their own words, if they write it down, exactly how much content they absorb. So that'll be a real good experiment for me to do.
Yep.
And it'll be good because they'll be learning by doing that. So
absolutely.
So
it's,
have that on the next tape.
what are they coming up with? You know, it's you're giving them a lot of information, and you're connecting a lot of things. Okay, now it's your turn. Let's see.
Okay.
And then you might even you might learn something about what they do pick up from that. You might decide, well, I've had to do this myself, sort of discipline myself to curb my desire to connect the whole world with everything I'm talking about. Both of us can really go off and do that. But it's like
being a new teacher. That's a common folly that I'm going to be going into for a while until I get more disciplined like you with all the years of experience. So.
Well, I still do it. Sometimes I have fun with it. I'll just do something way over their head and say, "We'll get there."
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for your time. I appreciate your time, and those are some really great ideas, and I'm going to definitely implement that on Monday.
All right.
And see how it's going. Okay, thank you for your time.
All's good.
Okay.